But if the girl everyone ignored was the one holding the family's only salvation, in the villages of the ancient Yoruba kingdom, they say, the child you overlook today may be the elder you bow before tomorrow. This is the story of Adiz, a girl treated like dust beneath her stepmother's feet, until one extraordinary truth turned everything upside down. If stories about wisdom, justice, and African heritage move your soul, subscribe right now and hit that bell. You are exactly where you belong. In the village of Ibadan, where the Harmattan wind carried the scent of red earth and roasting yam, there lived a merchant named Taiwo and his 2 daughters. His first daughter, Adiz, was born of his late wife, a woman the whole village remembered as kind and full of grace. His second daughter, Ifadoyin, was the favorite of his new wife, Mama Kami, a woman with a sharp tongue and sharper eyes. Every morning, Adiz rose before the sun. She swept the compound. She fetched water from the well. She pounded the yam while others slept. And every morning, Mama Kami looked at her and said, "You are useful. Nothing more, no praise, no warmth, just tasks and silence." But here is what Mama Kami did not know. Adiz carried a secret her dying mother had placed in her hands like a seed and told her, "Do not open this until the day your family needs saving. Stay with me." Because that day was closer than anyone knew. One dry season, disaster struck the household of Taiwo. A debt long forgotten came calling. A powerful chief from the neighboring town arrived at their compound with 2 guards and a sealed scroll. Taiwo owed a sum too great to pay. If he could not settle it within 3 days, the compound, their home, their land, their legacy would be seized. Mama Kami wept. Ifadoyin wept. Taiwo sat in his chair like a man already buried, and Adiz stood quietly at the edge of the room, watching. That night she walked alone to the old mango tree behind the compound, the place where her mother used to pray. She knelt in the red dust, and she opened the small, folded cloth her mother had left her all those years ago. Inside was not money, not gold, it was a name and an address, written in her mother's careful hand, the name of a man, a merchant in Lagos, her mother's brother, a wealthy uncle the family had lost contact with long ago, and whom Mama Kami had always pretended did not exist. Why would Mama Kami hide the existence of a wealthy uncle? What had she been protecting or stealing? Keep watching. The truth will shake this entire household. Adiz said nothing to her stepmother. She simply rose at dawn, dressed in her finest wrapper, and walked 6 hours to the next town, alone, to find her mother's brother. His name was Baba Rotimi. And when he opened his door and saw the face of his late sister staring back at him through his niece's eyes, he wept like a child. He had been searching for Adiz for years. But Mama Kami, fearing she would lose her place in the household, had intercepted every letter, every messenger, every attempt at contact. Baba Rotimi returned with Adiz to Ibadan. He settled the debt before sunset, and then he sat in the compound and told Taiwo everything. The room fell into a silence so heavy, even the lizards on the wall did not move. Mama Kami opened her mouth and found no words, because there is a moment when a lie finally meets the truth it has been running from, and the truth always arrives with more witnesses. Taiwo looked at his daughter, this girl he had allowed to be treated like nothing, and he understood something that cut him deeper than any debt. He had been present in the home, but absent from his duty. From that day, Adiz was restored to her rightful place, not by anger, not by revenge, but by faithfulness to what her mother had planted in her. Mama Kami was not cast out. She was confronted with truth and given the harder gift of accountability. And Baba Rotimi ensured that Adiz received an education, a trade, and the future her mother had always prayed for. The elders say, whoever abandons a child abandons themselves. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear it today. Subscribe to African Wisdom Tales for stories that heal, teach, and remind us who we are. And comment below, what did Adiz's patience teach you? Until next time, walk in wisdom.